Welcome. This is Crimey Queen. If you're joining us for the first time, this is the channel where we get excited about love. This is where we ignite that which dwells from within us, that which comes alive, makes us smile, makes us laugh. Hence, we say the crimson light is life. So, the crimson light is our journey to actualizing self love. This is where we are having fun with words and numbers, numerology to be precise. So, we have been exploring the numbers from 1 to 5, and now we are doing our third presentation on number 6. Now, of course, number 6. Let's look at, in fact, that perhaps that's the main thing I ought to have done, or let's say, just let's do it. Number 6. What does that look like? It looks like a link or a circle that has just been broken and has come into itself. It's like, oh, I could hear myself when it says come into itself. It's as if it's presenting us what we ought to be doing. Hey, what we are and also what we ought to be doing. So basically, we are a whole circle, but one that is broken, of course, because through Mother Eve, broken, but it has come into itself. It's like asking us to go within. It may seem like we are all about naughty children just misbehaving and just doing all sorts. But there is an aspect of the 6. It's like a child in a womb. It's as if it's reminding us to go within. This is where we are crunching, where we are aching as well. It's like where we are needing to be nurtured, where we are needing to get a sense of self. This is where we familiarize ourselves with all our senses. And that is what is required of us at this stage. Hence, when we are there, we are in Fox City. We have gone through the new. Let's look at this. Of course, there are different aspects to the 6 because we have 6 here as well, where we have been shaking hands, having agreements, and all of those things. It's as if we are continually going through cycles to address certain aspects of ourselves to generate that Christ spirit, or not just generate, to understand the Christ spirit that is within us, that which is key, that which when we get through every cycle, for us to get to a new cycle, we are always faced with that newness, that new aspect of the Maker, of our God, of Eve, of Christ, getting to understand that section here. And so 6 is like beckoning us. It's almost, for some reason, I am seeing 6 here. There's a part of us looking up, but there's as if we are still very occupied with the lower part, although it's a love number, but it's like we are it's sort of giving the impression as if we are giving more energies to the lower part of who we are. That's the impression I am getting here. Um, that is one aspect of that 6, yes. Um, Perhaps this is where we are meant to, whatever resources that we have gathered through this journey of jazz and the bucket and luck and development, and we go through that new aspect. It's as if, well, yes, yes, and also no. there are two aspects to the 6, and of course, it depends from which perspective we are looking. So 6 here, 3 sixes, where we are required to be the fox. It's no wonder. It's as if we are meant to take in all the resources necessary. It's as if we are hiding. We need to guard ourselves to an extent. When we are sick, so when we acknowledge ourselves, there has to be a certain degree of protection or resources required, or acknowledgement of who we are, of that cycle. So it's like there, we are guarding ourselves here. There is a section of ourselves that we are not permitting others to be in, if you like, or the God section, or whatever it is that we are looking at here. Um, it's amazing how I have just split this. Perhaps that is what is happening. And it is like telling us, of course, that's what happens when the 9, because 3 sixes are 18. This is where we are needing. I think I've seen it now. If you recall from my other presentations with the fox here, the X is really where the cross lies. So basically, F-O-X. So we are reminded with the F for face, or F for a fork going forward. We are there. We have 1, 2, 3 strokes here with the F. So there is the vibration of 3 presented to us with that F. It's like we are going forward, or nose forward, head forward, but knowing that we are 6 here. We are taking in consideration, we are going forward, we are going towards the eyes. So to go towards the eyes of that sacrifice, that eyes section, which we did earlier on, eyes is 5 and 3, 8, and is 17. So 17 is 8. So basically, when we are on this section here, which also 3 sixes are 18, 3 sixes 18, 1 and 8 is 9, which we are meant, of course, with this. So there is a 9 section that happens here, and we can see how that is evident with the 6. It's as if we have birthed a newness here with that 9, 3 sixes 18. So we birthed a new spirit to take us onto the ice age, you could call this here. So this is where we need to be preparing for a higher dimension, for another dimension, for another test, another testimony. I like the word testimony. I can't help but think that it really means test in money, that as well, because the two are so money and love on the same vibrational frequency, in that sense of 9. So there is that negative and positive aspect. So perhaps that is what we need to get to, that ice age about within us, breaking off the putting the money on the pedestal of love here in that section. Because if we do the numerical value for money, we can see that we are close to, of course, in Ecclesiastic, it does say that money answereth all things. Perhaps there is a stage in the ice that we are not bothered about anything. That's all I can say. So if we do money, although this is what we'll cover in 9 as well. So this is 7, 5, 5, 6, 4. So this is 10, 20, 27. 27, 2 plus 7 is 9. Okay, so we are talking about the number 6. Of course, the number 6, we have done the presentation where we see how 6, depending from what angle of your north, south, east, and west, we could see 9, or 9 can be 6, depending on how we are perceiving it. What you see is what you get in this sense. So if you are looking at 6 as 9 or 9 as 6, this is what you will get in that sense. Okay, so we see that love and money comes on the 9. And basically here we are presented with 3 6s or 18, which is 9. So perhaps when we get to 6 and think it's 9, we have 2 more tests to do to to really get to understand, hey, this is not really giving me a 6 for a 9. You've got to work for your money here. All right, but however, we see 3 6s. There's the fox, and of course, the X here is permitting us to explore our north, south, east, and west here again, just like it will in this stage too. That's what happens here as well when we are going through the developmental stage. For 4, this is the 4 points. So these 4 points here, in fact, when we do the numerical value for the word 4, it also equals 6. So there we are seeing that it's as if the 4 points or 4 is really presenting us with the 4 is presenting us with the knowledge of ourselves. The 4 points when we travel, because this is Fox City, when we are traveling through Fox City, when we are looking at the 4 points of our makeup, we are becoming whole in that number 6, knowing that we are not becoming, we are being conscious of that. We are whole. We are not resting here with the 7 days of the week. No, we are on number 6 here. But luckily, this 0 is reminding us that that's what we are. That's what we are here. And hence, with the travel of the F of those dimensions here, of each of these are showing us we are birthing. We have birthed. It's like we are looking up here, and there we are looking down. Our head is up here because the numbers are functions. The numbers are templates of whatever function that is happening or taking place within our lives in any given moment. So we are all number 1, all number 2, all number 3, whatever is happening here. But it's that function, that formation that is taking place here. So to be the fox, to be clever, it's really ensuring that you are looking at your north, your south, your east and west. Hence you have to be as clever as a fox. When you have done the new, you have gone into the new. You need to be clever as a fox. Maybe there are times you need to pretend you're a 9 and you're a 6 or vice versa. The fox has to maneuver and to ensure it is safe, it is whole, it is complete. Hence, Fox News is giving us news of what takes place all around the world. But there's the message here for us to take note of the news that is happening all around our world. We are the world. And in fact, let's do the numerical value for world. I think it is 9 or 3 or one of those numbers here. WORLD. So this is 4, 3, 9, 6, 5. So this is 7 and 9, that's 16, and 6, that's 22, and 5 is 27. So the world is 9. So this is what we are saying here. The world is 9, so we need to be taken into account in our north, south, east, and west, and making our world, taking consideration to every aspect of our world, our spiritual world, our physical world, our mental world, our emotional world. Here, in this being a fox, it's not to dismiss any aspect of who we are here. And when we have done this, then we are equipped and feeling resourceful to continue the ice age here of sacrifice. This is the part that really tests most of us. This is the part where we really make meaning of life, if you like. Okay, so we're going to end this presentation on this note here because we have wonderful things to cover on the word, the number 6, like where I began with my earlier presentations, like the word truth. Truth is really 6, and 6 is about truth and about love. So join me on my 4th presentation on the number 6. I look forward to seeing you. Thank you. If you like this presentation, click the like button and share, because this is how we do it. We share to actualizing self-full love. Stay blessed, stay bright, be a field, because we are planting new seeds, and stay ignited. Namaste. Spill over with love.